everybody. This is Jackie's Journey by Jackie. I'm going to tell you what I remember. I'm going to tell you what I want to tell you. And I hope you enjoy it as much as I've enjoyed living it, because it has been quite a journey. Now, back to the raising 5 children as a single parent. I don't want to jump right into the shack to chalet like I had said. I want to go back to the shack, living in the 550, 560, maybe 575 square feet. Shortly after I bought it, I was trying to sell it, and it didn't sell. It wasn't sellable. Glad in the end, because I really didn't want to sell it. I felt like I had to. And the fact that it didn't sell meant that we needed to fix it up. And I had recently gotten a new job. It's called a rural carrier. I have a hard time saying rural. So you can make fun of that if you want. It's called a rural carrier. It's a mail carrier. And look, I'm gonna do like some cool stuff like this, right? So I'm in my living room right now, and I thought that was cool. So I was a rural carrier. Well, I wasn't a rural carrier, but I was told that this position, they were accepting contracts or bids. I knew nothing about it. But here's another example, dare to do different, right? I was like, well, you take mail and you put it in a mailbox. I think I can do that. No idea how to bid, what to bid. If I remember this correctly, 45,000, and it was for like a 500 box route. Had no idea what that entailed. All I knew was I needed my car, and I needed to go to a post office that was really close to the house, which was great, right? Okay, I'll figure out the rest. So I got a call, because I don't think we were emailing and stuff then, and it said that that my bid was not accepted because it was too much. And I said, well, you know, I'm kind of new at this. What would have been accepted? What's an acceptable bid? 35,000. I said, well, I'll do it. I was awarded the bid, so I got the contract. So then I just had to go to the post office and sign the contract, and then show up for the postmaster to start teaching me what it was that I just signed up to do for a year. I think it was a year. In the house, and the house definitely needs improvements. As I told you, we had fleas, bees, mice, and ice. But we were there for, Hannah and I were trying to figure it out last night. I think we were there for about 5 years, maybe more, with what we were coming up with. In the beginning, had recently left the church that was further away for a closer church, and we were new members in this church, and they had what was called care groups. There's this thing called Christmas in April. Well, this particular church did a similar thing like that, where the care groups the leaders would all discuss different members that possibly needed help with their houses. They decided that they wanted to help work on the house. So I had gotten this new contract, and I remember I was at work, and this was a Saturday, and I knew they were going to be coming by Saturday. And basically what happens is people in the church decide who wants to go. You don't have to. So they go to the person's house, and then they see what needs work, and then they help. Well, my house needed a lot of work, and I don't think they realized that at first, but it didn't take long after arrival to realize that, yeah, there's a few things that could really help out in this situation. So, needless to say, they're not going to fix everything, but this day, when I left work, I knew I had to try to finish early, and I did. It was a light mail day that day, and I remember being so glad. And so I'm coming down the road that leads to my driveway, and I'm seeing all these cars on the side of the road. And then by the time I get to my house, there's people in the yard, coming out of the door, on the roof, of which I was very concerned, they were everywhere. They were coming out of the house, going in the house. They were just people everywhere. There was so many people. The house wasn't very big, so it wouldn't be hard to fill up the yard. But I'm gonna guess 10 to 15 people, maybe more. Most of the afternoon, there were people there. They addressed the situation with the roof. The day that those people came, Dave Grebe and Sherry Grebe were determined to make that floor no more holes and put some carpet down. And Bob and Rose Lee were determined to put bunk beds and quite a few other things together in there. And Pastor Jim, he was determined to make sure that roof wasn't leaking anymore, and he wanted me to have heat. The house needed work. It was not hole proof, but there's less of a house to clean when you have a small house, and when you've got 5 children coming and going from school and telling you about their day at school, and who wasn't nice to them and who was mean to them, and which one of them is not feeling well, and which one is having problems with their home, which one needs to talk about something, like a friend or something is having a situation. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. Say, okay, I'm coming home, we're gonna do a sit down. And so when we would sit down, we would go around the table and everybody would tell what was the best part of their day and what was the worst part of their day. And different ones, you know, would get like really long-winded, and so would have to bring it to a close because we were running out of food. Guys, we're on dessert. But so we did fun things like that. And when we were in the car, I'm getting excited thinking about it. When we were in the car, we would do that too. Now we had this one thing where people would tell their dreams. Different ones of the children would be like, "Mom, I had a dream." Really wanted to tell me their dreams. They were always very excited. "Mom, I had a dream last night." And so, well, the youngest, Solomon, he loved telling stories. Is this a dream or is this a story? And a story is okay, but if it's a story, then we just have to listen. We don't have to try to figure out what might be a hidden meaning here. And he would tend to go long-winded. And as it would turn out, he's a storyteller now. What they are when they're young sometimes tells the story, doesn't it? They're all grown now. My oldest is 29, 28, 27, 26, and then Solomon is 23. And they are all doing very well. They're very nice people. They've grown into very nice adults, and they're thriving in their own lanes, and they're true to themselves. And you were 10 when we moved in there? You want to see Hannah? Okay, hold on.
Mary, just come over there.
Here she is.
I think we figured out I was in 6th grade, maybe.
Yeah, we've been trying
So
to figure
I
this
was
out.
11.
So you were 11. Do you have anything else to say? She's watching soccer. Okay. Oh, you want to see the view out here? Here you go. I've been asked to talk more about raising the 5 children. I got that mail route. That changed. Back in the Navy Reserve, another dare to do different. There were people close to me that said, "Why are you doing that? That's crazy. You can't do that." I felt like I could, and I felt like it was a good idea. I had been in the military, so I knew what to expect. Now, there had been 17 years since I'd gotten out, so there was a big gap. But I knew what living in the military meant, and I knew what being in the reserve. So I didn't go in blindly. Yes, it was a risk, because I could get called up, and I did get called up. It was a very good decision. Very, very good decision. All the traveling that I'm doing now, which is part of this journey. Those of you who are single parents with multiple children, I understand that struggle. Working with one, watching over another, the other one's not home yet. Pretty adamant about getting along. We got along. We're family. I just really, tried to teach them through life lessons. The life lessons, that's what I call them, life lessons. When you're hurt because somebody mistreats you, that's my opportunity as a mother to help you to zoom in and feel that feeling right then. And not just comfort you and pull you out of it, but to help you to understand the way that you're feeling right now is the way, so-and-so felt remember when you did this? That's probably the way they felt. Nice matters. You gotta be nice. Don't be mean to people. Don't prejudge people. Be nice to each other. Family. Does family piss you off? Hell yeah. But family's family. Doesn't mean you can't set boundaries. Boundaries are important. But family in the end is family. All right, this is Jackie's Journey with Jackie. This is my story. And I hope you enjoy it. I hope you get something out of it. If you do, hit like, tell a friend, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.